Why is staying consistent with an existing habit so much easier than starting a new one? It all comes back to physics. Newton's law says it best. An object in motion stays in motion, an object at rest stays at rest. Once you're already moving, momentum does most of the work for you. Staying consistent doesn't take nearly as much energy, but starting something new, that's acceleration. And acceleration is what actually changes your life. I'm over 50 days into this challenge to level up my life before 2026, and today we're going to be talking about some of the essentials and non-negotiables in my daily routine that have helped me stay consistent and have just made the biggest difference in my overall output. So for starters, why does structure and routine work so well when you're already in it? Having structure and a routine that you're able to do every single day works because of momentum. Momentum meaning that it requires minimal energy to actually upkeep. Starting something new is always the hardest part because it requires energy. This is the friction that's required to start any sort of new endeavor and actually stick with it and follow through every single day. So to be realistic here, with any new habit or routine or whatever goal that you're trying to accomplish, you don't have to reinvent the wheel when it comes to building the routine and the habits that will get you to the next step. People tend to overcomplicate their routines because they think the habits need to be aesthetic or original, but it really comes down to habits that work best for you. The best routine is one that you can continue to show up to do and do consistently. The things that I'm talking about in these videos are not revolutionary. It's like meal prepping, working out consistently, having my life together, maintaining my side jobs. Obviously, I'm a very busy person and there's so many different things that are always on my mind, but really what it comes down to is having habits that you will stay consistent with over time and ones that you can commit to and showing up. Without further ado, let's go into some of these things that, are working for me currently and support the lifestyle that I want. Okay, number one, romanticizing the day-to-day. I started this channel because I wanted to share the message of romanticizing the day-to-day. I really think it comes down to creating a routine that resonates with you emotionally and creating a very rewarding experience for yourself. The more emotionally rewarding that a habit is, the more likely that your brain is going to want to repeat it and will help you stay consistent in the long run. So I'm big on finding something that, I'm able to master through repetition. I think about things in the context of a workout where the more reps that I put in, the better I will be and the better the output. It compounds over time. It's never about doing it once and, that's it. It's about showing up and just committing to the act of doing. So all that to say, I think it's really important to make sure that you're carving out moments to enjoy your life, to make the experience of whatever action that you need to do fun. Like for myself, I'm doing a lot of freelance work, doing a lot of content creation outside of my day job. So that means I need to be writing scripts. Scripting is a really big part of my job. I have to do a lot of pre and post production scripting and editing. So sometimes that can feel very mundane, especially when I'm stressed out and I'm not really in the mood to write. It can get a lot. So something that I love doing is taking myself out and finding, a cafe and doing some of the work there versus continuing to stay in my room and rot in bed while I edit these videos. There are other ways to kind of make it more fun and enticing and get myself to be excited to do that. Maybe it's co-working. Co-working is a really great way to see your friends, have coffee or matcha or whatever, and enjoy just each other's company, but also be productive at the same time. I think, these are just very minor ways in which you can, kind of romanticize your life and elevate these experiences in very low effort ways. It makes you want to continue to do these things. With anything that I promote, I really try and emphasize balance. Balance is really key to, making a routine sustainable. And the message of romanticizing the day-to-day, I think really resonates with me personally because I want to enjoy my life. I want balance, but I also want to grow. All right, number two, novelty. The brain loves novelty. One of the most impactful things that I do on a regular basis is have a quarterly review, a quarterly check-in solely for myself. This is something that has really shaped how I continue to grow as a human in all facets of my life. I try and find ways to incorporate external feedback and just kind of doing a little bit of a life audit to see where am I netting out at? How is the current system and the routines that I'm engaging in, how is that contributing and working to my end goal, and how well is it working? Is it working at all? I find that evolving the routines and finding opportunities to get feedback and change things is really important because novelty is something that your brain will hold on to, will recognize, and get excited about. You'll notice on my channel that I have many different routine videos, and that's because the routine is always evolving. I'm always doing something new, finding the most sustainable routine that works for me at this point in time of life. The routine that I'm doing right now now is probably not going to be the same as next quarter, because I'm going to evaluate it and look at what's working and what's not. So that way I can, do better. Evolving the routine that you're doing and keeping tabs on what's working and what's not is a really impactful way to, create some excitement in your life. Some of the things that I will evaluate myself on is in relation to career. Am I feeling fulfilled? Am I moving? Am I feeling stagnant? Am I growing? Where do I want to see myself in 5 years? And how am I tracking to that timeline? The day-to-day, I evaluate, am I happy most of the days? Like, what is something that I could change to improve my days? What is something new that I can incorporate that will bring me a little bit more joy? How can I incorporate more gratitude? Do I feel good about, how I am showing up as a human being? How am I treating others? How good of a friend am I being to my close friends? What can I do better? I was thinking about doing this as a video. I'm kind of the only person that, has been auditing my life currently, but it would be great to get other close friends and family to, give input on, things that I can improve on. So that way I'm not just like sitting in my own bias. Maybe I'm doing things that I'm not aware of. I think it's a really good way to just get a different perspective and really conduct a thorough audit. Especially as I go into 2026, I think I really want to make a lot of significant changes in my life, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships and how I am showing up for others. The third essential that I believe is key to any routine that I undertake is showing up regularly. So what this means is making sure that I show up even when I'm not feeling it. On an off day, I still show up. On days where I feel like absolute crap and I don't want to go to the gym, I'm tired, it's cold outside, my bed is warm, and I just want to stay in bed, showing up anyways is key to cementing the routine. This is, I think, so key to the Newton's Law analogy. This helps keep the momentum going. It's really easy to get caught up in a perfectionist mindset, something I talked about in my last video in relation to the fallacies. Like, you gotta just show up anyways and just keep going. The work is in the action. The more you show up, the easier it gets. The alternative is falling off, and then it takes a lot more energy to start back up again. It's more efficient to continue to show up consistently, even if it's not perfect, because it'll require less energy to restart in the future. It's important to just keep going and just trek through. By doing so, those days where you're not feeling great, like that's when you will reinforce the identity of the person that you want to be. I can definitely attest to experiencing this frequently. It's very unrealistic if I'm constantly promoting like, yes, things are going great and, I'm hitting all my goals and crushing it in life, because no, it's never linear. It's always up and down. The biggest thing is, making sure that I don't get caught up in the perfectionist mindset. Perfectionism is really, truly not sustainable, and it's more about shifting, again, the mindset to accepting that it's going to be a bumpy journey, and that the journey itself is there to teach you lessons and help you grow and evolve as a human. The only way that you actually grow and cement the routine and lifestyle that you want is by facing the discomfort and just powering through, like accepting the friction that, there are going to be days that are going to suck, but still showing up and reinforcing that you are capable of, doing these things. I think the people that are most successful in life are not necessarily the ones that nail it on the head the first time. It's usually the ones that are persistent enough to get through failure and like continue to just trek through, like accepting that there are going to be days where things suck and you just don't feel great, or you're going to lose sometimes and you're going to fail. Accepting that that's part of the journey and then just like powering through via persistence is absolutely key. I've talked about this before in last videos, but time blocking is super essential to, helping make sure that I carve out time for these, rituals or routines, whatever that may be, like making sure that, working out is blocked off in my calendar, or I need to upload one video per week on YouTube. Having those deadlines and making sure that I'm like sticking to them, even if whatever output that I'm providing is not perfect. Persistence is key. Repetition is key. Neuroplasticity requires repetitions. And if you really want to cement a new lifestyle and change as a human, like you need to commit to the friction and commit to persistence, like doing things over and over and over again until it's second nature, until you know it to the back of your hand. I've worked out so consistently over the last decade that not going, if I have like a week off or if I'm sick or something, like it feels weird. It has been reinforced for so long that now in my brain, like this is a part of my identity. Like the lifestyle that I want to live and uphold is one of wellness and health and fitness. If I'm not working out consistently, like something is off, something is wrong. The more repetitions that you put in, the more you identify with your end goal and the person that you will become. Anyways, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in next week's video. Bye-bye.